I mean everything about you positive. Hee 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 hee. We're really going to be relatively positive tonight. I am going to wait for a couple more people to show up. Let me know if anything weird is happening on you guys' end, because on my end, let me get Mike in there. Yeah. On my end, I tried something different. I'm recording it within here, so I just kind of want to see how that goes for us. But I'm going to wait till a couple people get here. My glasses are absolutely disgusting. Perfect. Do I have any other glasses up in here? Nope. Because why would there be? Why would there be? I need to... Oh, that got stuck in there. Please. What was I about to say? I need to make videos. I haven't posted in a couple days. The stream came together like very last minute. I should have done it last week. I don't really know what kind of time I had. I kind of forgot that I was coming to work today. I kind of thought I was going to be home today, and I forgot I picked something up to go to work today. So I just was working on this just now when I got home. But yeah, I hope you like it. Gabby Hannah is next week. Yes, you're correct. Gabby Hannah is next week. Okay. That's a little bit better. Okay. Everyone's here. Great. I was going to try and dress in a way that I thought would be pleasing to Marlo Hampton, but I realized that I don't think I am capable of that, unfortunately. But you know what? It's fine. Is my background, like, not doing what it needs to be doing? Is it, like, all the way? Yes? No? I just don't... Okay, I think that's what's happening. Sorry. You might notice my background is a little bit different tonight. I had a technical difficulty. So that's why my usual banner information isn't there, and I'm a little differently shaped. But my technical difficulty did make me kind of realize, yeah, maybe we want Mike to go. My technical difficulty did make me kind of realize I want more of the screen dedicated to the slides and less of the screen dedicated to me. Chat, I just found out I'm pregnant. Congratulations! Stream's first pregnancy. How we feeling? Is it like a yay, or is it like a... I need well, I guess either way you need a medical provider, one might say. I wish I could make you guys' chat thing, like, longer. Comrade, is that an oh no or a congrats? A reminder of normal people. This is my first time here. Welcome. Needed after this week. So it's Monday. Unfortunately, it's Monday. Unfortunately, it is Monday. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. We have a lot to talk about tonight. This ended up being longer than I expected it to be. So let's do it. I'm so distracted by the pregnancy. Sorry. So I just want to preface by saying, okay, there's not a ton of like journalistic info on her that's been like vetted and sourced and reliable. You guys know me. I try and get reliable sources. Normally I put them at the end. I kind of fell out of that habit recently. I'll make sure I bring that back. But because she's not like the biggest public figure ever, pretty much everything about her is just stuff that she has chosen to share or rumors. So I just wanted to preface that by saying if it comes out in 10 years that like all of this is a lie, sorry. Like if she was able to fool Bravo, I think she was able to fool me. Speaking of Bravo, someone help me go to BravoCon. Like I guess it's just my karma in life to beg, but yeah. Also, I appreciate all of you for being here on a Monday. I am leaving to go out of town tomorrow. Nothing that has to do with the internet. I'm not doing stand-up or meetups or anything like that. I am just going to help a family member with a trip they need to go on. Nothing is wrong. It's all positive. Like they're doing something for their job. I'm going to help them out with it. So yeah, it'll be like very anticlimactic for you all, but that's why we're here on a Monday instead. And I am coming back on Wednesday, so I thought about streaming on Wednesday because we used to stream on Wednesdays, but I was like, what if my flight is late or something goes wrong? Like, I just don't want to be stressed out. I wanted to enjoy Marlo Hampton. So all that to say, if there is anything wrong tonight, I'm sorry. I did the best that I could. She's just a mysterious lady. So who is this woman? A lot of people said, like, I have no idea who this is. Perfect. I have to say, I feel like you would have done numbers as a BuzzFeed journalist with all these random fun topics. So that is what I wanted to do as a child. Like, I was on my, like, HP or Toshiba laptop, depending on the point in time, watching BuzzFeed videos, being like, oh my God, like, that's the job I'm going to have. And then they all quit, and they were like, we were being exploited. And I was like, you ungrateful bastards. No, I kid. I was like actually really shook at that. But remember how when I did influencer apologies, like the Try Guys like hit for me? That's why. I remember when it was just like their first like, oh, we want to try stuff. They didn't even have their own channel yet. It was on like the main BuzzFeed channel. I was really locked in on BuzzFeed. And I actually went to LA for a couple weeks when I was in high school to do like a summer program that was like a journalism summer program at USC because I really wanted to go there. And I was like, I'm going to go to USC, live in LA, and then go do something. That was the plan. And then I didn't get into USC, which is actually really good because now I'm not hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And now I'm doing this on the internet and I get to do it like in my house and not like at an office suffering. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, Marlo Hampton is a former main and reoccurring cast member on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She is the owner of the Les Archives showroom. She also created Glam It Up, which is a nonprofit, a 501c3 is a nonprofit, to encourage young girls in foster care to excel beyond their current status. And she has been arrested at least 7 times. That's here to give you just like an overview. BuzzFeed wouldn't have let you be great, but I think you had have the best why I left BuzzFeed video. If there's one thing about me, I'm going to quit a job and make a video. That's my whole resume. Quits jobs and makes videos. Sorry. So let's get into her early days. That's just like a TLDR of who she is. She was apparently a ward of the state and grew up in the foster care system due to her mother's drug addiction and abuse. She was born in Clearwater, Florida, and she was raised in foster care. That is literally the same exact sentence for a second time. So some of this is from her website, like I said. So some things are from website interviews, so sometimes they might not jive perfectly together. I did the best I could. This is me at 4 years old. Look how literally adorable she is, and also she has the same face. She has the same face. I had my hair combed and twisted into ponytails, often accompanied by tears, and I remember how much I loved to play with my dolls. I look at me, I see that innocence, the same as every other child. I see eyes that don't yet know judgment, hate, cruelty, and its aftermath. Those eyes that do not yet know innocence will soon be taken away. So she wrote that on her own website, so that's kind of a lot. It was a rainy day. The whole day had been cold, wet, and gray. I had looked forward to being picked up by my mother. I was in middle school, maybe 11 or 12, and was eager for the sight of her blue Cadillac. I waited for her. She never came. A neighbor saw me waiting and was upset about me being there after school out in the rain. She offered to take me home. The scene plays quietly in my mind still. There is no sound, only color. Me walking through the front door, then the hallway, then opening the door to my mother's bedroom. Him beating her savagely, unrelentingly, hatefully. There was so much blood. My neighbor had somehow come to her rescue just in time because if she had not picked me up, and when she did, if I had not opened the door, when I did, he stopped, and we were left to live with the blood, the bruises, and the helplessness. I don't know what man she's referring to. I don't know if that is her father. I don't know if that's a mother's boyfriend. I don't know if that is her, like, I don't know who this is. Darkness came and I did and it, like, she didn't really make it super clear. Like, you can tell this is, like, very raw and personal, and I just, like, found it on her website. One thing I will say, her website, like, Marlo Diva, if you're watching this, like, DM me. Let's get you a web designer because some things were glitching and broken and, like, redirecting and blacking out. So it was, like, kind of hard from get to point A to point B. So, like, I cried. Darkness came and I did the best I could with chaos. Some call it excuses, and I understand. There are those among us who are more perfect than me, who saw trouble and steered clear. But for me, there was always trouble, and when I got into trouble, trouble was slow to disappear. If you're interested to know who I am and how I came to be, if you are curious and open, I have stories that I will tell. Stories that, rather than excuses, are insight and explanation. They reveal me, the truth about me and all that I am. I have stories I will tell, and when I tell them, you will see more of me. You will see more of me and you than you know. This is so sad. She was a baby. No, she really was. And that was a really compelling writing. I hope she writes a book. Oh, speaking of people writing books, I bought both of the books from the Hustler stream last week. The Sophisticated Hustler, and I don't remember what the other one was called. I'm reading The Sophisticated Hustler right now. I'll probably be done by next week. It's only 110 pages. I started it last night and read like 15 pages. So by that logic, I'll probably be done relatively soon. So anyway, yeah, I will report back on both of those books. So here's some pics I found of Marlo. I don't have years on them. She shared all of these. So they don't have years. Some of them she's an adult, some she's a child, some it's kind of hard to tell. Like this one on the right, it looks like these are her with family members and she is the adult woman there. The one on the left, I'm not sure which person she is in this photo. I think top right, I guess. I don't actually know though. So yeah, more on her childhood from a People magazine article. This is talking about a moment on the show. Marlo Hampton got emotional on Sunday's Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion as she opened up about her childhood growing up in the foster care system. The reality star had an intense visit with her biological mother, Emma, during the season 12 of the Bravo reality show when they came together for the first time in 3 years to discuss their fractured relationship, which Emma admitted was caused in part by her struggles with substance abuse. By the end of the season finale, it looked as though the two were in a good place, but in part 1 of the reunion, Marlo admitted that Emma went back to her same old ways when the cameras went down and she returned to her home in West Memphis, Arkansas. So she's like navigating it real time on the show. I hate to talk about it because her childhood was rough. My grandmother didn't know how to be a mom, so my mom went through a lot. But I want my mom sometimes. I want her when I have a bad day, when the girls make me mad. I would love to go talk to my mom. I just feel like I'm so by myself. I just need her. Every girl needs her mom or dad. I don't think my mom gets it. She doesn't get it. And then she started crying. And according to her, she said that she fled her home when she was 10 after her mother beat me so bad. But that article or that thing on her website, she said I was 11 and I came home. This is the thing that I really don't like that people do. A lot of people will look at that discrepancy and be like, well, which one was it? You were lying. I believe both of these are probably true. Generally, when there's abuse, generally where someone is in like a custody situation where they're being put in foster care and things like that, things are always not black and white or like it made one change to the other. It's highly possible she ran away at 10 and then was like in and out and then the thing happened or vice versa. So even though some of her stories conflict, that actually does not tell me that she's lying or untrustworthy or anything of that nature. It just tells me that it was a deeply traumatic situation. Our brain also tends to block out very traumatic situations. So it's highly possible that all of these things are true and happened in different ways that are more complicated that is hard to convey in like these quick interviews and storylines and things like that. Like maybe it was like, I ran away when I was 10 and I was gone for 2 weeks, but then I was hoping she would pick me up from school and then the neighbor did. Like it's not always like, and then I left and it's done. Very true. The character of her statements make sense, even if the details are a little fuzzy. That's kind of how I feel about it. She said, I went into the bathroom and I bathed my little brother and I told him I'll be back. And he was even mad with me for years because he felt I never came back for him. But I was 10. I knew I was just tired of being beat. And from there, she said she lived in 5 different foster homes until she aged out of the foster care system at 18. She left some of the homes, including the first one, because she said the guy was abusive. It was with a Jamaican family that she knew from church. He was abusive, so I called the social worker and she put me in a temporary center. The one thing that I really, or one of the things, there's many things, but one of the things I really admire about Marlo is even from a young age, she shows a lot of self-advocacy, which I think is because of trauma. But I think that a lot of children, and I don't mean this to like victim blame the children, but a lot of children being abused in foster care, like think that they deserve it, think that it's normal because it happens so often. And Marlo, even being that young, was like, this is not right. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to call this person. And I think that that is just like a very impressive thing for a child that age to do, to recognize that and get herself out of that. And so like when later you'll see on the show, she can be like very, very aggressive towards people and very intense and argue. To me, what I see is just like this little girl that's trying to defend herself and advocate for herself. And I don't know, I just really hate how like people really characterize as this like evil, dangerous criminal woman when like she just has a lot of trauma from my perspective. Hampton was also kicked out of other homes. One foster mom in St. Petersburg, Florida, sent her packing when she learned that Marlo had been telling the neighbors that the mom was strict. She cared about her image, so she made me leave. Another foster guardian in St. Petersburg was a school teacher, seemed like the perfect match. She said like, oh, I really loved her. I felt so taken care of in her house. I felt so at home. That was the first time I felt like I had a home. But then the biological daughter felt like she wasn't getting enough attention, so the mom had Marlo leave as well. So like really just bouncing around during very, very formative years. After that, I was just mad at the world. That's when I got into a lot of trouble and I just figured this out on my own. So it's been public that she's been arrested a number of times. That's been public for years and years. This interview was relatively recently. I put it at the beginning because it's her childhood and it's like what she's talking about in her childhood, but she didn't come out and talk about this until very, very, very relatively recently. It's also incredibly difficult when a child is being abused and doesn't know if they can trust the next adult to abuse them. She was so persistent. That's a good word, is persistent. I really, really like that verbiage there. But yeah, so she has just talked about this recently. So when you see clips of her on the show, you will know this, but just know that like other people didn't know this. This is what her joke was. I'm an iconic ex-con, because one of the other ladies said, I'm an icon and you're an ex-con. And she said, I'm an iconic ex-con. And I just really like that she owns it. Here's another picture of her as a young woman. This is on her nonprofit's website. It's hard to describe coming into a home with strangers and being a child, innocent, not in charge of yourself, and dependent on people you do not know. As with me, sometimes it takes time to find the right foster home. It was only after the fourth one that I felt that I found a true home. Not everyone takes in a child is able to treat them as if they are their own. I was sometimes treated as an outsider. At one home, I was not even allowed a house key. And since you are in foster care for a brief period of time, you may not be taught the life lessons that you will need when you are on your own. Foster care can also be the first time that you feel loved and that you feel truly loved and cared for, like having my foster mother come to school meetings and being there for me in every part of my life. I founded my Glam It Up series because I know what is missing in a young girl's life when she is not with her own family. And I know how easy it can be to forget to believe in yourself and to dream. As best I can, I want to fill these gaps and help young girls' dreams. I can tell from all your kind messages that your hearts are in this as well, and that you share the true spirit of Glam It Up. That too inspires me. We will talk more about Glam It Up. So I literally get so angry when people text me. Like, it actually should be studied how upset I get when I receive text messages. And if you're my friends and you're watching this, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad that texting exists. So let's get into her past. And let's remember that trauma is real and what she went through as a child. So this is from gossip sites about her arrest. Like I said, I couldn't really find any like super reliable information other than gossip sites. But according to court records obtained by the gossip sites, she was arrested May 26, 1999 at age 23 for aggravated battery and great bodily harm, which is a first-degree felony. The Nene Leaks hinted at the charges in her latest blog, claiming that Marlo slashed a friend's face with a knife and disfigured her over a man. Marlo was released that same day on a $5,000 bond. Marlo has spoken of the incident. She said, I am shocked and saddened to hear of the recent distortion of events and false accusations disseminated over an altercation I was involved in over a dozen years ago. I was in my early 20s, and what took place started out as an argument with someone who was my friend over the phone. As disturbing as the carrying of a weapon may seem, it was quite common in the environment in which I was raised. And not only I, but also the person involved in our altercation had each brought weapons to protect ourselves. There was a confrontation, her knife dropped, mine did not. So, like, she got in a knife fight. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Maybe this makes me problematic, but like a young woman who was abused as a child and raised in ran away and was raised in the foster care system of St. Petersburg, Florida, got in a knife fight, like, and you're shocked? Like, you're going to tell me you're shocked? Like, maybe this is just because I work with teenagers and I've worked with teenagers going through some horrific things that have experienced horrible things. So, like, I'm pretty desensitized to it, I guess. But, like, I'm literally, do you see an eyelash batting? I just blinked, but it's because of the light. But, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Was this supposed to make me mad? Like, because it didn't. And then on September 28th, 1999, she began to serve time for her aggravated battery felony conviction. She served 4 months in jail. So, like, she literally did serve her time. The case would come back to haunt her, leading to 4 parole violations over the next several years. So, like, okay. Yeah, they're like, oh, you got arrested 7 times. One was an altercation that, like, yes, was wrong, but, like, everyone makes mistakes. And then all the other ones were for violating parole. Like, I'm so forgiving of people with extreme childhood trauma like this. She was also probably exposed to a lot of adults who resolved things through violence. Exactly, because she was, like she said, very much running away from home, very much in the care of strangers, very much taking care of herself. And that's what happens when small children take care of themselves, is they end up becoming kind of like violent because that's what they've learned. So I don't know. I just like found this to be so anticlimactic. Like, for all the other women on the show to be like, she's a criminal, she's a criminal. She's literally not going to do anything to you. Okay? Like, she's not. The case would come back to haunt her through the parole violations, and then she served 111 days in jail. Then on Valentine's Day 2001, she was arrested again and served 6 days in jail for violating her parole. So, like, she just keeps violating her parole. She's probably getting in, like, arguments in bars and, like, maybe, like, smoking weed. I don't know. Like, it's probably nothing that serious. Not that those things aren't serious, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's just not that shocking to me. It's just not that shocking to me. So that's like the very, all of that is one crime, in my opinion. It was one crime and then a bunch of parole violations. So, like, even though she went to jail 3 times for it, I just feel like this is a great example of why reincarceration is such a problem. Like, Marlo going to jail 3 times for one crime is the perfect explanation of how broken our criminal justice system is. Like, we clearly have this young woman that is, like, in crisis, and she just, like, keeps habitually getting arrested. She ran away because she was beaten. So, yes, she was exposed to a lot of violence. Exactly. So, I don't know. I don't like that people are so shady to her about her arrest. I guess that they didn't know the foster care stuff, but this is why you should never be shady to someone over their past. Like, if someone says they've been arrested, like, obviously it depends on the context, but in, like, a friendship setting, don't judge people. You know what I mean? Obviously, if, like, you're doing a business dealing with someone and they're like, oh, I was arrested for fraud, like, maybe don't work with them. But you get what I'm saying. So, speaking of fraud, her criminal antics did not stop there. A warrant was out for her arrest for obtaining property or services in return for worthless checks. So, like, poor. She wrote a check that bounced, or a debit card order that bounced. Poor. Like, arrested for being poor, was released on a $1,000 bond the following day. You have to pay $1,000 because you're poor. Great. We live in a phenomenal nation. Then a few months later, she was picked up and charged with possession of a firearm, which is against the law because she's a convicted felon. But, like, she lived in Florida. Like, it's Florida. Everyone has a gun. Not that, like, I'm in favor of gun control, but, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, she is not the hardened criminal that they're making her out to be. They're acting like she was the head of a drug ring. She was literally just, like, traumatized, getting in fights, poor. Those are her crimes? I can think of many worse people. The aggravated battery / great bodily harm charges continued to follow, and she had another parole violation, so she is back in jail. There was no available information about what the violation was, but then she was released again. So, like, I'm so over this. I'm so over her criminal record, and I think everyone's mad because she looks phenomenal in all these mugshots. Like, she literally looks great. So, be mad. I don't know. Maybe I'm too forgiving, but I feel like she barely did anything wrong. I support women's wrongs. So, this is what kills me. She also graduated college during this time, right? So, like, all of her arrests, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. Graduates with her bachelor's in 2003. I feel like once you go to jail once, you never get the benefit of the doubt ever again in your life. No, for real. So she earned her Bachelor's of Arts. What she got her degree in, there's many different stories, but all of them are relatively similar. So I think she probably has a degree like my degree. If I've told you about my degree, I majored in interdisciplinary social sciences with a concentration in sociology. My diploma says social science. My transcript says sociology. So I usually just tell people sociology. Unless they're kind of dumb, then I just say social science. So she graduated. Some things I've said interdisciplinary degree. I saw one that said social science. I saw one that said social work. So something in that neighborhood. But she did get a bachelor's degree from University of Southern Florida, which is like a very normal, respected, accredited school. Like, that is like literally the definition of like a normal school. And it's in the area that she grew up in, like Tampa, St. Petersburg area. And yeah, graduated in 2003. Here's her at graduation with her diploma. So yeah, she was getting arrested and finishing her degree. She didn't play about her education, I guess. Like, to go to jail multiple times. Literally all of her crimes and experiences in the foster care system as a ward of the state scream racism. I know white people do not serve time for this and don't get their kids removed like this. I'm sick. So yeah, and I am not super familiar with Tampa. I've been there a number of times, but I haven't lived there. But it is a very segregated from what I've seen and what I've been told to be true. And again, like, it's Florida. Does the like Florida Department of Children and Family, whatever it's called, like, do we really, I don't know about that. So yeah, she finishes her degree, she's getting arrested, she's Marlo, she's living. And like I said, the other ladies always talk about her criminal past. She is one of the very few women on the Real Housewives of Atlanta to have a degree. And I don't think that having a degree makes you better than other people, but I think that people really stereotype her as like this uneducated criminal from Tampa, when like she has an education, and all these crimes to me are directly related to the trauma of being in foster care. Again, like, she's not some criminal mastermind that I feel like people make her out to be. She is a mastermind, but not of crime. So this is her interview with the student newspaper at University of Southern Florida, like not when she was in college, like when she was an adult as an alumni. So according to Hampton, she never imagined college to be in her plans, as she considered her high school diploma to be an achievement enough, but it was a foster grandmother that pushed her and told her that she should continue her education. Sorry, I drank sparkling water again. I applied to USF after junior college, so she went to community college. I got accepted and got an apartment over there off of Bruce B. Downs, and it was just something that was exciting. Her college experience was unique and something that she cherishes. The only thing I regret about college is that I wish I would have lived on campus, but it was amazing to get to know people. I loved my professors. It was just something that was never in my plans. I went through a lot of turmoil and bumps in the road, but the day I graduated, it was the best feeling I have ever experienced in my life. That's how I knew that if I could do it, anyone could do it. Hampton said that surrounding herself with like-minded and goal-oriented people was a critical aspect of her time in college and one that pushed her through all the tribulations that she endured. Following her time at University of Southern Florida, a friend living in Atlanta asked that she would join her there. So this is how she ended up in Atlanta. Was after college, a friend lived there, and she went ahead and moved up there. It was from there that she and another friend decided to open up a boutique. For me, opening up the Red Carpet Boutique in Atlanta, it opened doors that I never thought I would ever see. It was at her boutique that she met and styled a number of celebrities and individuals in the production business, including a Real Housewives of Atlanta producer and some of her co-stars as well, or future co-stars. I did not know this about her until I did this stream. This totally made sense because on the show, when they're like, what do you do for work? She's like, I'm in fashion. I know everybody. That makes sense. It said she moved to Atlanta in 2003. I think this store opened in 2005. I think I have it in here later. But like, she probably worked like a regular person job, saved up money with her friend, opened this store. Atlanta was much cheaper back then, so it was a lot easier to do these things. I mean, everywhere was much cheaper back then. So, I don't know. Her story really makes a lot of sense to me, and I think it's really admirable that she was able to, after getting arrested all these times, still graduate college and then still become a business owner at a relatively young age. Nene came and shopped at the store before, and so had Candy, and all of a sudden there was a whole new door of reality. It was not something I really dreamed about. I always said that I want to be a talk show host or a news reporter. It has now been 6 years, and it has been a very, very interesting experience. So this is her store in Atlanta, Red Carpet Boutique. This was posted in 2019, but it's like a throwback. It was at Perimeter Mall. If you know Atlanta, you know Perimeter Mall. And yeah, it looks like a super fancy bougie store. So that was her job. So she got her bachelor's in 2003. Oh, it was 2008 that she opened the high-end fashion boutique. So I guess during this time she was working, being a diva, being in fashion, all the things. I'm tentatively happy to hear that she got into business and it seems to be working out. Worried things are about to go bad. Not really bad or good, just like life. Like some bad, some good. There's not any, like, it ends in a good place. Her childhood is by far the worst of it. And it seems to be, in my opinion, because she never got married. That when we stream about women, it's like a lot of times childhood trauma, marriage trauma. So early 2000s, she's working, she owns this store, she's living in Atlanta, all the things. Thank God this isn't Baseball Man coming out of the woodwork. That was a good stream. So these are some photos of her before Real Housewives of Atlanta, but when she is an adult woman. This is her, I think, is that her mom? Maybe it's her foster grandmother, I'm not sure. So she's literally the OG diva. Like, as someone who was a child during this time, like, we all love, like, this, she's it. Like, the outfit, the purse, the hair, the boots, the heels, the store. Like, she is it. She is the definition of the cool aunt. Like, look at her. Literally, look at her. She's literally iconic. And then that picture on the left, she's in, like, the cargo pants with, I think that's a Louis bag. Like, the hat. Like, she's literally just an icon. She's an icon. No one's going to tell me she's not an icon. She's on a cruise that looks like a Carnival cruise. Here's her with some friends, I guess. Like, chain, denim jacket. Like, she's literally stunning. That's one thing. No one can talk about her face card because she is literally stunning. I don't know who that guy on the left is, but it looks like they're having a phenomenal time sipping their drinks on this little Carnival cruise moment. This picture on the right, that looks like an office to me. Like I said, I presume she was, like, working during this time, but these are pictures of her as an adult. Like, the zebra set with the scarf, are you kidding me? And then the one in the middle, that's her on the right in the purple. The pants and then the Versace top. Like, are you joking? Are you joking? She's an icon. Here's her with a bunch of family members. Like, there's tons of pictures of her with family. They didn't have captions about who was who, but, like, it's very much giving family. She did the 2000s fashion quite well. Quite well. Like, literally gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Again, that guy, don't know who he is, but the face card is gonna hit every single time. She's in the club. She's awesome. And then she first appeared on the Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2011. So her store, she moved to Atlanta in 2003 after she graduated. Her store opened in 2008, so I guess she was working during that time. And then in 2011, I'm not sure when her store closed, but in 2011, that is when we first see her on television. So before we get into any of her storyline, and her storyline on the show, because she was like a friend of, it's not nearly as detailed as some of the other Bravo people we've talked about. It's going to feel a little more random and chaotic because, like, they weren't producing her as a main character for the vast majority of the time she was on the show. So a couple things are going to be, like, in weird order. You might see the same thing twice. I mainly just want you to capture her vibe. That's kind of how we experienced her. So here's a compilation to get us started.
And when you said that, that really did bother me because I feel that you and I are cut from the same cloth. You know what? I take that back. We're not. You're a whore. You ruined a happy home. I've never dated a married man. So the next time you talk about my hole between my legs, measure yours. So miserable. Them earrings are a disaster. Your lashes are damn disaster. You get dermatologist. You can't keep a broke man. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, why are you talking about yourself, love?
It was Kim.
I did not need more than hot dogs. I need some popcorn, baby, so I can be... Let her know how you feel, Marlo.
If a person's mother don't want to be bothered with them, you know something wrong with it. All right.
Marlo, just shut up. Nobody want to hear this disgusting
Go there. Come on, girl.
She
You
can
don't
be
have to
like-
get like that.
God,
She
okay,
can like
I don't want
cut
your
you.
lifestyle. Nobody wants to
Bad
be a
choice of words.
prostitute.
This Kumbaya Mama just turned into Kanye West meets Taylor Swift.
Her mother don't want to be bothered with this person. Your mom. I talk about what I want. Why she always trying to hurt other people? Her mother don't want to be bothered with.
I think Marlo is one of the only people that can, like, talk about your mom. Because, like, most people don't... Well, that's not true. Kenya's mom, like, basically abandoned her, if you don't know that. And most people, like, have no idea what that's like. But, like, Marlo has enough trauma that I think she can go that low. And what I was saying earlier is, like, one thing about Marlo is, like, she knows how to hit someone where it hurts. Like, Marlo knows how to see what hurts you and hit you there. Because she's so traumatized. That's why. It's like a defense mechanism. It's so obvious to me.
That mean you evil.
The other ones will have captions.
I didn't know who was approaching, and I turn around and I see her.
and I walk off.
You're stupid and you really ignorant and you dumb because you so insecure. No, but you are insecure. And I mean, you gonna stop being my friend because I'm doing the next bitch. Tell the whole Atlanta why you not talking to me because I'm Kenya's friend. Because I'm talking to Kenya. Don't nobody touch me. So your friend, you don't know what friend is, bitch. I can be friends with whoever I want to be friends with. She don't know the definition of a friend. You have to kiss her ass to be a friend. Let's go. And go get that Donald Trump.
Can I just say, Greg walking Nene out is so hot. Like, that's so husband.
Redone.
Sorry, you needed to hear that joke.
You have to kiss her ass to be a friend. Let's go. And go get that Donald Trump hair redone.
Cynthia, you bald head, scallywag. I have a question. I'm going to ask you, Candy.
Oh, God.
Candy, are you a lesbian? Because I've heard that, and someone at this table has been talking behind her back, saying she's a lesbian in the closet.
She's always arguing. Okay, so you get the vibes. She like has these really intense arguments with people. The "who said that" meme started with Marlo. I never heard her part. That's what I was gonna say. If like you don't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, you probably don't realize how many like TikTok sounds and memes come from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So this is from Reddit years ago. Can someone please explain Marlo Hampton to me? Nothing about this woman adds up. Who is she? Where did she come from? How did she end up on this show? What does she do for a living other than Real Housewives of Atlanta? She claims to be buried in couture fashion and is rich as fuck, but according to Google, her net worth is only $600,000. She claims to be starting a fashion line named after her mother and grandmother, both of whom inspired the fashion maven, but she was apparently raised in the foster care system. She said it was her foster grandmother, and again, like, if someone was raised in foster care, you can't expect every little detail of their story to line up because shit is messy. She has a criminal past and I can't find anything regarding higher education. Well, you didn't look very hard. This woman has me truly puzzled. This is also when she founded the Glam It Up, was the year that she came on the show, was in 2011. So like I said, the mission is to encourage girls in foster care to pursue excellence. Basically what she does is raises money and takes girls in foster care on luxury experiences. That's the main thing of what she does. So when she says pursue excellence, what she basically means is she really likes to provide them with luxury experiences where they can feel glamorous and important and spoiled and have the best of the best. And it's very clear that that is the goal, is all about the emotion and the memory and the moment of the day. Some people kind of talk shit about her for this because one time on the show, she was like collecting donations for the nonprofit and some of the women gave used clothes and she gave it back and she was like, I don't give my girls used clothes. And the women were like, they're in foster care and these are like designer nice items. They all like kind of shaded her for that. I personally got what she meant because like she said, I don't want to send the message that they deserve used clothes. And that's what made sense to me is I was like, okay, the point of your organization is to make them feel special and good. Like, I get it. So I kind of admire this because I think she probably more than most people understands that the foster care system is so inherently broken. And I think instead of her trying to be like a savior and like save every girl and fix them and solve all their problems, she's kind of recognizing like, hey, you're in this broken, horrible, abusive system. I want to provide like a couple great moments for you and that I want you to think back to these memories of being like, yeah, I did go to the Ritz-Carlton spa. Yeah, I did go to that fancy dinner and like remind yourself that you're worthy of those things. So I think a lot of people that criticize her nonprofit just don't really get it because the point is not to give them clothes for school. The point is not to fix their living situation. Like, all those things are important and there's a lot of people doing great work in that, but I think Marlo recognizes like this is a way that she can make a difference in these moments and she's the one taking them. Like she goes to the restaurant with them. She goes to the spa with them. She brings them to the space to try on all these dresses. Like she did a prom thing with them. So yeah, I really admire her nonprofit. And she is known for her comebacks, arguing with anyone. And like I was saying, she can read. A read means you like really like hit someone in a specific way. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into more of her time on the show. So at the beginning of season 4, I'm actually going to kind of skim through this. Some of it I was going to include, but it was honestly just kind of long and a lot of it had nothing to do with her. The beginning portion of season 4 wasn't the most exciting as Kim and Nene weren't talking and they weren't going to group events, blah, 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 other people. Marlo decided to go on candy-coated nights, and this sparked a feud with Candy that lasted for the rest of the season. We are going to see some of that. Marlo makes her first strategic decision in deciding to confront Candy at the Cynthia Bailey agency after the art gallery, opening up and keep on mentioning Big Papa to the delight of Nene. So they're like basically talking shit about Kim. This led Nene and Marlo to having a one-on-one conversation that gave Nene the approval in bringing Marlo to her and Cynthia's clique and officially making it the smalls versus the talls. So a lot of season 4 was like the tall women, like Nene, Marlo, and Cynthia. They're all very tall, versus the small, shorter women like Kim and Sheree and I think Phaedra and Candy. They're talking about tall versus smalls. Marlo makes another good decision when she went to the cast trip in South Africa. She was not invited, and they later shaded... Well, let me explain this. The other ladies were like, yeah, you can come. But production did not invite her. So she paid for all her own stuff. She paid for her plane ticket. She paid for all of her own stuff. But I think that ended up being a good thing because she had like a lot of screen time on it. And later the women like made fun of her for this. They're like, you paid to be on this show. But I think, and she was like, I just paid because I wanted to go on vacation with my friends. Like so many times in Marlo, I see like this grown, angry person who's in these arguments, but then she'll say something that I just see the little girl in foster care who just wants to be loved and accepted. Like it's so sad and interesting to me. She really is someone that I feel like I could talk to for hours. And Marlo was like super glam on Real Housewives. So this is her argument in South Africa.
And I want to invite you. I know you said you and Nene
Marlo versus Sheree.
Or y'all never were. So if you want to come tonight, you know, to the dinner, you know, at the house, you're welcome to. Oh, so I'm invited, but they're not. Pretty much.
So they're all in South Africa. Sheree is like going to dinner at her friend's house, so she didn't invite all the ladies because she like doesn't like some of them.
Oh my God! Girl, just when I just thought it couldn't get any crazier. I went next door because I invited them to go to Nubu. She said they were still gonna go to their house and everything. I was like, okay, well, you know, whatever. Have a great time. Bye. See you tomorrow. They were like, well, actually, you know, since you're actually not joining Nene's hip and you're your own person, we thought, you know, we would like to invite you. I'm really going to ask them. I just want to make sure that I wasn't invited. She invited Cynthia.
See, she's very direct.
You invited Cynthia just then to come to your friend's event. So what about me? I mean, you can come if you want to. We going right now. You ready? No, but it's just the point that y'all. That's why I'm saying I don't have to do it. It's fake and phony to me if you don't like it. Because you could have invited me. We was on the damn boat. I just said it. I would have went upstairs and said, sure. First of all, I didn't know you were coming. And if you now, you know you're not. You want to talk about phony. You could have called everybody and let them know you were coming. You didn't do that. You know that's all me. What am I going to call you? Sheree, I'm going to talk to you. We just got on the plane. I have no idea why Marlo is so pressed about going to the party with me. Marlo and I are not friends. What's the problem? We're talking about the yacht. Why are you talking about the dance? We're talking about just 30 damn minutes ago. I'm about to leave. Okay. And anyway, that's why you don't have a man. Go and hang with them with your ugly, stupid ass. You bitch. You word that rhymes with maggots. Now, I don't know etiquette, but I know you're not supposed to say that.
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to say that. This is what I mean when I say that, like, I just see this, like, child who, like, wants to be loved. Like, she feels sad and left out because she wasn't invited. She wasn't included. So that's why she said that, like, horribly nasty, homophobic, mean thing and is now continuing to fight. And you'll see in this fight, she goes low. She's talking about your house, your man. Like, she goes low. And you can tell she does it when she gets that trigger of, like, feeling left out or unloved. Her skirt is so cute.
It's crazy. Something about Sheree's money problems and Marlo's old white sugar daddy. I don't know if they're speaking in tongues or Spanish or what they speaking.
Her makeup.
It's becoming gibberish at this point.
Baby, you don't know what I can do.
It just gets worse. Like they're Rolex, your man, your house.
Oh my God. This how I've looked in an argument because they look absolutely stupid.
I love Nene.
Into like a crazy like confrontation, I wouldn't have said anything.
I need to write something down, sorry. So she was like, you only have money because you fucking 80-year-old man. And Marlo said, would you like to meet him so you can come on? This is like, I have to be obsessed with her. I simply don't have a choice. Oh my God.
A criminal past, but I'm not afraid. Don't let the cute face fool ya. Don't let it fool you.
I'm feeling very unsettled by Gabby Hanna's presence during this stream. I'll make her smaller. I can give you a loan. Me. You're prejudiced.
This is like Mayweather versus Pacquiao, and I believe Sheree is Mayweather, and Marlo is Pacquiao.
How do you know he's 80? Have you ever seen him before? Let's go. Ooh, a grown woman talking about the streets? You talking about money? What you know about my bank account? I saw him in stores. Everybody in Neiman Marcus talking about how you return stuff. No, excuse me, you got it twisted. Honey.
Thank you for the breakdown, Phaedra.
I'm really not trying to be disrespectful. Did you intentionally not invite her?
You know what? Honestly, I told them 3 people. Right. 3 people. Because I didn't know Marlo was coming.
Yeah, but I don't care to go, but I think it hurt Marlo to not go. Kudos to Nene for being the peacemaker. But Marlo has been a little violent in the past, and Sheree's not a punk. She's not gonna let you just be talking to her crazy. We don't talk about it. We can't talk about it. She just want to talk about it. I was there. Yeah. But Marlo needs to come in. You are like, Cynthia, what you want to shine?
Asking Sheree if she needs to come up is diabolical.
Started talking in this weird character voice. Is it that serious?
What is going on? So that is hardly the most important argument of her life, but I felt like it was the shortest one where you could see the whole thing of how it started, and this is very representative. Like, if she feels rejected, left out, unloved, anything like that, it often escalates into this. So the producers like pull her out all the time, and I feel like really just exploited her for her fighting with people. This is really not that relevant, but her making it rain on the South Africa trip kills me. This is like the night later after that fight, or maybe the next day.
I think the club is a great place to get a VIP section, pop a couple of bottles, dance off some of the bad energy.
All right, ladies, we here. Y'all ready?
All right, yes, honey, I am ready.
Now that I've had time to cool off, I just really feel like the fight with Marlo was it was stupid. You get that?
That really does escalate so fast. Her dancing.
Let's go ahead and partay like we know how to do it. Come on. Oh my God!
Gave me the finger. I just keep my distance. I realize the bitch is a walking time bomb.
Marlo knows how to party. Like, I don't care.
To the stripper Atlanta mentality, brands applied everywhere. Let's make it rain. Who is she trying to impress? Like Marlo wants the attention. She wants to entice Sheree into something, but Sheree's just like, you're invisible to me.
The other lady's picking it up.
I've never seen anyone make it rain in a club where people have on their clothes and intend to keep them on. If honey, she wants to throw her money away, throw it right in my bosoms. Aiden can use some new shoes, some pampers, and everything else, and some souvenirs.
Okay, so the reunion cemented Marlo cemented herself as being on Team Nene. She kind of came in as Nene's friend and was like generally pretty loyal to Nene. A lot of people really disliked her slur towards gay men. They felt like that was very fucked up. She did apologize for it, if I recall. And yeah, basically she was kind of seen as like a villain and crazy, and Nene's crazy, unpredictable friend. There was a lot of conversation around how she makes money. One of my favorite videos of her ever, I searched high and low on the internet for it. I cannot find it. If you can find it, please send it to me. She's on Candy Coated Nights. If you remember a couple minutes ago, I said one of the first scenes of her on the show is she's on Candy Coated Nights, which was Candy's like little internet show podcast sort of thing. This is before podcasting was this big. And Candy goes, "How did you make your money, Marlo?" And Marlo goes, "God." And her saying God in this like specific tone, I'm not doing it right. She goes, "God." Like she just says it so smoothly and matter-of-factly. It's like my favorite thing ever. They talk about it here. I cannot find the original, but this is them talking about it and kind of her feud with Candy.
I love the giraffe. This is awesome for a good portion.
I'm so glad Marlo could come, because having Marlo attend my event is definitely a stamp of approval.
Sorry these
from
all
the
crop
organized
weird. It's
society.
because of TikTok.
Even though you didn't come to Candy Coated Nights, Marlo still came. And Charles. And I was just like, so Marlo, where'd you get your money from? And she was like, God. Did you say God? She said God. And I said, huh? I was like, we all gotta learn some God. Yeah, I was like, well, he's the ultimate giver of great gifts. I said, God. When we was talking about all the things, and the men were talking about women who all this success and they got it going on or whatever. And I asked you about
How did I get my success?
You said God. I was like, okay. And then you started saying investments, and I'm like, okay. But you never really answered. I know exactly where my money came from. Hard work. Now Marlo, she says that she's always been good with money. No, she's good at holding on to money. Like she doesn't blow money. The question is, Does she blow to get money?
And if she did, so what?
Well, I've always dated wealthy guys, so of course I got money from them.
She said, I've always dated wealthy guys, so of course I got money from them, a monthly allowance.
Monthly allowance. I mean, there's mine. So,
That's what I'm talking about. You need to put me up on that.
me, how I feel is that you never should have to ask a man for anything. A man knows what a woman needs. If I have to ask you, I got to.
She said you should never have to ask a man for anything. He should know what a woman needs. If I have to ask you, you're not the guy for Marlo. So, period. And that tracks because earlier she said, my money came from God. I invested it well. From my perspective, she's been really transparent about the money stuff. She said, I dated wealthy guys. They gave me a monthly allowance and I invested well. This is like the first season of her being on the show. I don't know why it continues to come up like for years and years and years. They all really came after her for it. I think that's really tasteless. I think it's really tasteless to come after how someone made their money. Oh no, there's a ambulance in my neighborhood. I hope everyone's okay. I think it's like really tasteless to come after someone for how they made their money unless they stole their money, did fraud, or they like harmed people in making their money. Like, I think it's fine to go after a business owner who exploits their employees, but like Marlo's not doing that, and she was transparent and said it. So I think the fact that they always keep asking and digging is just really, really tasteless and gross in my opinion. So this is a couple seasons later. She came on season 4. Season 10, she's still a friend of, and they're still talking about this. So like I said, because she was a friend of, she didn't have a ton of plot lines, but she does get in various arguments with people.
Amanda from Marietta, Georgia said, Kenya, are you surprised that Nene and Marlo have become so close after the past?
From what I know, yes. How could you trust a snake?
You killed me how you sit here and you try and speak so well.
I speak well. I can blame Doris Grant for that, my grandmother. I'm impervious to the words that are coming out of your mouth, Marlo.
I'm tired. It's hurting me. Like how
You're
you
tired.
said it hurt you when I spoke about your mother. Right now I'm telling you, even if you don't like me, it hurts me that you keep saying I'm a prostitute, whore. Where are the receipts?
Stop. We have asked you a million times how you get your money.
Hold on. Marlo, what is your job?
I dated a billionaire.
Was it Ted Turner?
No, I won't tell all my tea now.
Is that Tim?
So there's this rumor that she dated Ted Turner. Ted Turner is very, very famous in Atlanta. He founded Turner Broadcasting, and she has said she didn't date him. It was not him.
She knows that, a billionaire.
No, I just came up with that.
I invested well. I have several businesses.
She said, I dated a billionaire. Earlier, she had already said, I dated wealthy men. They gave me an allowance. And she said she invested well. Like, what's the fucking mystery, people? I think they're all just jealous because most sugar babies blow their money immediately. And clearly she was like being very strategic. And I think that people just hate on her for that.
What are your businesses?
Simply Marlo LLC. Want to Google that on the next break?
Okay.
Yes, when I'm looking for porn.
Is that affiliated with Sheree's Bone Collector LLC?
No.
No. Okay. That's a separate.
So she answers it again. Marlo Hampton dishes on her mysterious billionaire ex-boyfriend. They're asking her about it again. I do want to watch this. Let's see if it works. This is, again, she answers the same question for the millionth fucking time. One thing that I've seen her say that I didn't see in any of these clips when she was talking about I dated a billionaire, it might come up later. She said that the billionaire purchased Marlo's house for her, and then she got it in her name, and also purchased a house for her mother that I think is in Marlo's name as well. So, like, yeah. She invested well. Like, it's not confusing to me. Did you know with a total of 8 combined seasons, Marlo Hampton has appeared in more seasons than 8 of the 10 full-time housewives. This is before she did get a peach. But she was on more seasons than Kim Zolciak, Phaedra, Eva, Kim Fields, Claudia, Lisa. Oh, some of these names are escaping me. I can't remember the lady on the bottom right or the ones on the top second from the left. What are their names? This is going to bother me so much. But anyway, she's been on the show way longer than tons of people that have been full-time housewives. So some other fun moments of Marlo when she was a friend of.
Home sweet home. Could have been a little bigger. This man is really small. Maybe she doesn't know any better. Oh my God, what is it, a baby shower? The white? Does the doorbell work?
There's a phrase that says, when you date or marry for money, you earn every penny. I think Marlo is living proof of that.
I'm in. I'm here. Hi, is that rude just to walk in? This is beautiful. So beautiful, the drapery.
Oh, yes. The food smells so good. Doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
I'm telling you, I think they're gonna love it. Well, honey, this hair is nasty.
That looks good. Okay, well, let me just taste it.
Are you having any
right?
allergies?
No, no allergies. Only to broke men.
It's vegan food. That's why she's acting like that. This is one of the most like famous arguments. This is Marlo versus Nene. This is another one where I feel like it's literally just like childhood wound radiating.
All y'all teams, get to your position, please. Everybody get where y'all at. Hope y'all coming up first. The egg race, isn't it?
There's just certain lines that people cross, and I never them again. So for me, Marlo, she's just one of those people. You're not an enemy, but I really don't with you.
All right. Come on.
I was shocked to hear that Nene didn't invite Marlo to be on her team, but her loss is my gain. Trust me, she is a strong girl, and she's just what I need for victory.
I do not like Kenya more. I'll say that right now.
I'm gonna beat y'all, but y'all didn't invite me, so I'm gonna make sure Team Pro wins. Marlo is coming over starting trouble, and I don't have time for it.
See again, Nene didn't invite her. It's like the same thing every time.
I wasn't invited. Where? On this team. So, you know.
I wasn't invited on this team.
We're rich. We're rich. We're rich. We're rich. Oh, rich people. I love my league. I didn't know who was approaching.
Again, she ran up, tried to hug her, got rejected. Same wound again.
Turn around and I see her, and I walk off.
I love her with my I'm mad that I'm out here sweating. I'm mad that I ain't get them invited on y'all team. Nene ain't called me on the team.
Greg.
I don't know how to like not say what's on my mind. And now I'm really getting pissed because I'm just like, wow, you didn't invite me? Hi.
What are y'all talking about?
We're talking about me not being invited.
Oh,
Their team. But I'm happy to be on your team too. But I'm just worried I wasn't invited to the Richards family team.
I don't understand what's going on. And why is Nene being so shady to Marlo? Marlo's done nothing to Nene but be supportive and loving.
All right, Ozzy, call me though. Why are you doing it?
What's the problem? What just happened?
So you see Kenya's the one that grabbed Nene. Kenya's an instigator.
All I was trying to do is get Marlo and Nene to talk. All of a sudden, Nene starts throwing water and water bottles at Marlo's direction.
Bitches get their styles from me. And bitch, you're stupid and you're really ignorant.
And now she's going low. Like, that's what she does. She gets hurt, she feels rejected and left out, and then she goes low. And she basically just like chases Nene around the parking lot trying to argue. This is her fighting with Kenya later. You saw a little bit of this.
If a person's mother don't want to be bothered with them, you know something wrong with them.
All right. Marlo, just shut up. Nobody want to hear this disgusting
I don't even want to talk about what I would do if somebody said that to me about my mama. Y'all already know how I am. I don't even want to go there. Come on, girl. You don't have to hit like that.
Yes. Okay, so
You want my lifestyle?
I don't want your lifestyle. Nobody wants to be a prostitute.
This Kumbaya mama just turned into Kanye West meets Taylor Swift.
Her mother don't want to be bothered with this person. Your mom. I talk about what I want. Why she always trying to hurt other people. A mother don't want to be bothered with you, girl. That means you evil. You're evil.
All right, so we came out here for unity and sisterhood. As women, it cannot be acceptable to call each other hoes and bitches and
prostitutes. If you're selling it and you get some money for it, hey, it's your business. I don't care. But at the end of the day,
Marlo's
we
like,
have
exactly.
to make a conscious effort to change.
You're right, Major. You're right.
We receive what you're saying and we acknowledge it. I think we all do, right? Okay, so we got that point, and thank you for making it.
All right, so I mainly just showed this again because I don't like Kenya, and I thought this was really classless that Kenya did this. So this was an event where Marlo was coming out with a wig line. Marlo was coming out with a line of wigs that she was selling, and this is what Kenya did at the event.
You're the winner.
Thank you. A warm curling iron. Thank you.
They're doing like a hairdo competition at the wig event. And Kenya shows up with a whole band promoting her hair care line. Which I think this is insanely classless. Like, this is tasteless and this is classless to come to someone's event and act like that. Portia's funny. That's probably exactly how I would have reacted.
And that fact that people's edges matter. They don't matter today, bitch. You are wrong. This is absolutely insane. Okay? So today I don't agree. But tomorrow, yes, my edges matter and I'll be using the product. You guys, one sum is right here for you. Here you go, baby. You're very welcome.
Marlo is not known for good wigs. She's not known for hair. She's not known for edges.
I cannot even thank you.
She's bald-headed to the back of her skull, so I'm not interested in supporting Marlo's wig line. I have my own hair care line to support and promote.
So this gets into something that I'm not really going to speak on, but there's like an argument on Real Housewives of Atlanta and on Twitter and other places of like basically for Black women, like natural hair care and like natural styling versus using like other things and wigs and things like that. So like this argument goes into a lot of nuance and deepness that like I'm really not a part of. But Kenya was basically trying to say to Marlo, like, I'm better than you because I'm promoting taking care of your natural hair rather than wearing a wig. Is like the subtext here. And they had kind of been really nasty to Marlo over her hair and like her edges and things like that. Again, like I'm not an expertise in hair. I don't know what I'm talking about. But a lot of it is like very appearance-based nastiness, which I do not like.
Oh, yes, honey. Yes.
You're welcome, Marlo.
Everyone, let's welcome the Diva Kenya Moore, because edges matter. Yes, they do matter. Oh, my girl is on point, okay? I had no idea that Marlo would just take this and stride. I tell you, my edges are awful. Look, and they're thinning. Can you help me blow
She's
up?
handling it well, but you see,
She is being
this
the
is not
bigger
that
person.
rejection wound.
So
So everyone thinks she's crazy, but it's really so obvious what hurts her.
You guys are so excited about more edges.
Now, see, this is the Kenya that I know. Every time I see Kenya, I swear, her horns and the top of her head grow longer and longer.
Here we go. Here we go.
She is a true devil.
Now tell me, does it help with eyebrows? Because I see yours are drawn out like mine. We're not going to talk about your uniform. Thank you. Any makeup wipes, anyone? Me and Kenya are going to wipe off our eyebrows and shoes are thicker. Portia, Shamia, Nene, darling, come on, we're going to start back the game. Thank you. Come on.
They told me you were not coming.
Well, you know, Brooklyn was sick, and I didn't know if I had to take her to the doctor or not.
But you had a full band playing? You are a mess. Why did you even come to be shady?
I'm not coming to be shady. Listen, I'm a business.
So yeah, I really don't like Kenya for that. Like I said, I am not a Kenya fan. And then season 14, she finally gets her peach, she being Marlo, not Kenya. And she started on season 4. She was on and off this show for 10 years. And then she finally got her peach. There have been times I was like, why not me? I work hard. Why? Am I not worthy? You're not worthy enough. You're too ghetto. You're an ex-con. It's like, look at me. Can I fit in? Can you love me? Like I said, like it's so about acceptance and love and worthiness to her. A lot of the girls don't make me feel worthy. It just hurts. It hurts. Just not being someone and not being allowed in circles, or people judge you from your past. Running away from home at 10, living in 5 different foster homes. You can only imagine the things that I've been through. You can only imagine the things I've had to survive. When people judge me, they don't know half my story. They couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. To live on the streets and go into people's houses, sleeping on mattresses on the floor, and then they want to call me a whore and prostitute. But I say what's on my mind, and they don't want to get to know me. It hurts. Like I said, I really have a soft spot for her. This is her on Watch What Happens Live right after she got her peach. So it seems like she dated rich men. She got as much as possible from them, invested well, and lived within her means. I don't see the controversy. I don't see what's hard to understand, but they are still fucking talking about it. And you notice she's never the one... Oh, where he said, do you really teach etiquette? I would agree with you. It sounds like a microaggression, but it goes back to a trip they were on where she kept lecturing the ladies about etiquette, and they were getting really annoyed with her because she wouldn't shut up about etiquette, and they were trying to drink and relax and have a good time, and she was like being very prim and proper, like kind of randomly out of nowhere. So he didn't just like say that out of nowhere. But again, they're still talking about her money.
So this is your first love.
This is first love.
So Marlo is working on building a home. She will briefly mention her nephews. We will get more into that momentarily.
This is the front door. I see the swing open. Okay, so the boys will be down here on the main floor?
The boys have 2 bedrooms here. Yeah.
That's the Marlo's floor.
That's the Marlo's floor, baby. This is a lounge area, and then that's going to be closet here. Then you can come out.
So your closet is bigger than your bedroom?
Yeah. I just need a bed to sleep. No, that's perfect for me.
That's so valid.
I know you don't agree with that.
Listen, I have
What the client wants.
You literally go past closet to get to her little tiny bedroom.
I know what.
She likes fashion. Who cares?
Have you built this floor plan before?
No, we generally do all custom. Mm-hmm.
So it's not similar to this house?
Oh, absolutely.
I love it though, it's beautiful.
Yeah, up top is so.
How much is that going to sell for?
This is
3.5.
3.5?
Yeah. But moderns have a premium though.
That's right. 30% bump up in sales.
That's exactly right.
Uh-huh.
I like you. You know your stuff. I like it. I think it's a beautiful home.
So it's going to sit back here. So the goal is to bring the driveway in.
I want a grand entrance, and I want a huge gate. I want a privacy gate. Patrick, I won't let them torture you any longer. Thanks.
Yeah, so let me know whatever you need. We'll make it happen.
All right,
it's been a pleasure.
Thanks, love.
Absolutely.
So what do you guys think?
I cannot believe you're moving so far out, though.
How is this so far out? It takes
You're a buckhead
15
girl.
minutes to get to my house. I'm a buckhead girl, but my income can't afford it. Like you guys say, I'm so rich. I can't afford it.
So they're making fun of her because her house is so far out. They're saying, oh, you're a Buckhead girl. Buckhead is like a wealthier, historically wealthy part of Atlanta that a lot of these other ladies live. I think Marlo's townhouse was there, but now that she's building a bigger house, she's saying, like, I can't afford that in Buckhead. So she lives in a different part of Atlanta. I know Atlanta. I know the part they're talking about. It's not far out at all. They're, like, really being dramatic.
I say that. Y'all keep saying where my money come from.
Marlo, at your party, you said about how much money you had.
Because y'all always talk about it.
You came in, I get money. I'm known for fashion and money.
Bitch, I'm not known for pronouncing words. I'm known for making money and dressing. You're full of Kenya, you always do that. That's the only thing I don't like about
Don't do that. I'm just telling you what you say.
You're right. I'm gonna calm down. I don't want you to think it's an issue.
I love her glasses. I kind of want to get those. I probably can't afford them.
Like, that's too personal.
But I love the house.
Well,
I said 100 times.
I love when you give me compliments.
I love the floor plan. I love your builder. I think he's a positive guy.
Yeah, he's young. See if y'all need to see if he married. I can hook you up.
Oh no, he has a
fiance.
yourself.
He has a fiance. Let's go and eat and get ready for New York.
So will you see Mark while you're
in New York?
Yes.
Okay, the rest of this we don't really care about for now. So, her Munty era. Around the time that she came on the show full time, she stepped it up as what she is called Munty, which sounds very interesting. It's a combination of mother and auntie. For her nephews, at the time 13 and 15-year-old, William and Michael, their mother was receiving mental health help and then later became incarcerated. Marlo got custody of them in 2019 after their mother entered a facility to treat bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. After that, she was arrested for a traffic violation, and as Marlo recounted on the show, when the judge saw her sister's mental health history, he offered her inpatient treatment instead of jail. Every time they go to trial or court, the judge recognizes she has mental health issues and just sends her back to jail. She refused, however, to go, the judge that was offering the inpatient, the sister refused to go and instead, no, I want to go to trial instead, which meant that she could be put in jail again. So during a previous episode, Marlo opened up about not being able to have children of her own. She also revealed that she has 14 more nieces and nephews besides Michael and William. I wasn't going to speak. I love children. I have 16 nieces and nephews. Of course, how would I not want a child of my own? Things that have happened to me in my past made that a problem. I've had 2 ectopic pregnancies, and I was so mad at God for so long. Why me? Why can't I have a baby? Why can't I have someone to love me forever? So that's incredibly sad to me. Like I said, I have a lot of empathy for her. She said that spending time taking care of Michael and William have given her a sense of family that she always longed for and an opportunity to grow as a person. This really warms my heart. She said even though they are not living with their mother, she makes sure that they remain in contact with her. There were some tough scenes on the show where they were on the phone with the mom and the mom was not being very nice to her sons and the mom was like, I don't care. Like it seems rough all around. You can imagine if Marlo comes from this trauma, her siblings probably experienced trauma as well. Marlo certainly understands how important it is for others to step up when parents need help caring for their children. Like we said, she was in the foster care system and her foster mother, who she called it Granny Ari, who I think she named some jewelry after. She showed me an unconditional love like I knew before. I will never forget everything you taught me, all the things you did for me over the years. So this is her talking about her struggles with parenting them. I skipped over some of the earlier stuff. When she was a friend of, she had the boys on the show once or twice and said, oh, they're staying with me. And they would be like, for how long? And she'd be like, for a while. And then when she became full-time on the show, it seemed like the custody situation also changed and she was embracing, like, they are with me. Like, this is permanent. They are here with me. And I really admire how open and honest she was about how hard that was. A lot of people would have been like, I rescued them and everything's great now. She really opened up about how she was having a hard time parenting. And let's talk about it. And this is her younger sister. This is not the sister that is the mother of these children. This is a different sister that is helping Marlo adjust to this. This sister's actually a fair amount younger than Marlo.
Oh, Lord, you give me this strength.
See, she lives in this townhouse, and the boys share a room, which is why she's building a house.
Snacks hidden in this thing. Nothing hidden up in there. That's good. Oh, gosh. Icing? Wow.
Icing.
I'm coming, Crystal.
That probably made some of y'all's dogs go crazy.
Oh, look at my you check on me, huh?
How's your day going?
Oh, it's bad. I guess, I've seen better days. I just need you to see these boys' room, Crystal. Want something to drink? Or Crystal, it's bad. Come on. Well, we had just had the house cleaned a couple days ago.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is nothing. Come look over here.
So who clothes are these?
Both.
This is how you found the room?
No, I found the room.
Parenting after a rough childhood is hard enough, let alone parenting teenagers you just got custody of who also had a rough childhood.
Crystal, Michael got upset because of something I said no to when I was in New York. Look what happened. Punch
Trauma.
Crystal. You put your hand through this?
You need to put him in anger management.
They would never do that with Nisi.
That's why I tell you have to be more structured when it comes to them. Because if not, they're just going to do whatever they want to do. And this is a clear example.
They usually complain that I'm so strict.
You're strict when it comes to schoolwork. But when it comes to them cleaning up, make sure, come behind them. Don't just ask, because if you ask, they can say whatever they want to say. Yeah, I cleaned up, and then stuff is just keep piling up.
So her younger sister, who has children of her own, was kind of offering advice because, again, like Marlo's never been a parent. She was very, very open on the show about her struggles in parenting. I felt like a lot of people were very judgmental towards her about the way that she would, like, sometimes scream at the boys and do certain things. I felt like everyone was being really judgmental, but I truly felt like she was doing the absolute best that she could. And I feel like no one really understood the shoes that she was in, that like this was probably bringing up a lot of trauma for her. The boys have been through extremely traumatic events as well. Like, it just seems like a rough situation, and we'll get into what people really judged her for and why I am not judging her at all for it, and I don't think you guys will either. She low-key kicked them out. I don't want to say kicked him out, but she kind of said that.
It's been almost 3 years. I need a break from them. So I kicked the boys out.
What?
It was just a bad
You need to kick the boys out.
I just told them they had to go.
Where did they go?
To my little sister's, Crystal.
So Crystal, the one we saw earlier, she sent the boys with Crystal.
Called her and I said, look, you got to get these boys. I'm done. If you can't take them, do whatever. She knew, like, that's not me.
Crystal is my little sister. I chose to send the boys to Crystal because she's just a mom of 4 toddler boys and she just gets the job done.
She's like, can you just give them a 30-day wake-up call?
Yeah. Okay. Like, damn it, be grateful and thank God for the auntie that you have that cares and take the time to do the extra things that I feel are important.
I don't know if my sister's going to be on them about homework. I'm going to just see what happens.
It's definitely going to be a wake-up call for them. Let me tell you something. I have never taken a break for my kids.
So I've never taken a break from my kids. You've never had teenagers that come from trauma that you got where it was supposed to be temporary and then turned into permanent. So I don't, and it's not like she left them at fucking Target or something. They're at her sister's. And like, yeah, her sister now has 6 children in one house. That seems horrible. But like, they're fine. They're fine. Are they fine? No. But are they in danger? No.
Would I like a break from my kids sometimes? Hell yeah. But I never got that opportunity. But I think we need to dig deeper into why you felt the need to, kick the boys out.
When I grew up, Sheree, I grew up in a household with a mom, substance abuse and drugs. I worked my ass off. I've always worked. Yeah. And I just feel that Mike and William, I want to shake them and say, hey, I want you to be great. I wasn't spoiled growing up. I had it tough. I grew up in the projects and I didn't have anyone to rely on. I had to get to where I'm at today on my own.
These are smart boys. When they say, look, I have been making tons of sacrifices because I want a brighter future for you, but it doesn't come easy.
I think I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of if something happens to them, people getting killed, their children getting shot. I'm like, God forbid something happen to Michael and William and them. I care about.
We all fear for our kids. And it's okay for you to, feel like that because it is a scary time right now.
It is.
Like, I feel a lot of empathy for her. People came after her. I was disturbed by this. It's very disappointing. I thought it was inappropriate. I think she only took them in for a storyline. She's exploiting them. Like, people were being really, really nasty about it. Can you imagine telling them to get the fuck out because they had dirty clothes on the floor? She didn't sit down and talk to them. Like, people were being nasty. I liked these 2 comments. Taking on 2 active boys who have been through some trauma, then going through the pandemic with them is not for the faint of heart. Marlo did not send them into foster care or out on the streets. She sent them temporarily to stay with another aunt as she felt herself burning out. I do not think she should be criticized, but rather praised for all that she has done, and realizing your limits is important. She has no husband or other family members actively engaged with these boys like other cast members do with their kids, so the situation is not comparable. I've always felt I would be a better mom if I could get a break and more support. I would not hesitate to have my children stay with a loving relative for a short time if that was an option. Marlo has really grown on me this season. Another one. I feel for her because she was thrown into motherhood without a say in it. She inherited 2 teen boys, then immediately had to figure it out by herself. Honestly, I think she probably made the best decision because if she couldn't handle them, they should be with someone who can, because kids can tell when you don't want them around. I feel like she just phrased it wrong. She didn't throw them out. They're spending time with their other aunt. I think the way that she phrased it was very obvious that she has trauma here because she was like, I kicked them out. Because I think she felt guilt for doing it. So that's why she phrased it in a very negative, guilt-ridden way, is what I got. Her defense was basically that it's normal. Like, everyone came after her and she was genuinely confused. When people were coming after her, she was like, why? What do you mean? Like, that's why I think she wasn't thinking about how she phrased it. She was also sending her sister money, which not that makes it easier to have 6 kids in one house, but I think that does show some care in the situation. She was paying for Ubers so that they could still go to school. Like, it's not like She sent them with the sister and then stopped calling or anything. Marlo seemed really confused when everyone said that she abandoned them. She was like, it's just for a little bit. I'm still talking to them. And I think that people forget that Marlo was abandoned in a big way. Marlo was abandoned. She was a child in the foster care system who went from home to home to home. So obviously she is not going to view this as a problem. I don't think it's a problem, but I can see where some people are like, you abandoned them. Some people are very upset by this, especially if people are not trauma informed like I try and be and all the things. So is it something I would do? Is it something I would recommend? Probably not. But she's the one that said she was at a breaking point. She said that she was screaming at them. She said that she didn't want to beat them. She was like, I'm just going to start beating them and I don't want to do that. One of the boys punched a hole in the wall. It really seemed like tension in the home was rising. And I really admire Marlo for being like, wow, tension in my home is rising. That's not okay with me. I need to do something. Let me get a break because I'm burning out here and like figure out a situation. Oh, this is going to make me emotional. Just know I love you. I want the best for you. Marlo told William following her heart-to-heart moment with her younger nephew. A life coach, she hired a life coach to help her with parenting. When have we seen someone else on reality TV do that? Questioned the trio about their family's mission statement that represents who they are. Stop, I'm going to cry. Michael stepped up to the plate to share the message they came up with. So this is after they were at the sister. They come back and Marlo's like, I'm going to hire a life coach to help me be a better parent to you. And this is what Michael said when the life coach had them write a family mission. We are a family that comes together when the time is needed. And we are a family that loves each other and we always have each other's back. These kids are like fine in her care. Like, all of these other women can literally get fucking wrecked, in my opinion, because a lot of these other women, their children are screaming at them about iPads and like Rolls Royces. We are a family that loves each other and we always have each other's back. Literally, like, oh my God. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Marlo discusses her life coach. Moments later, Marlo opened up about how much the life coach has impacted her life and how she raises her nephews. This new gentle parenting, I'm 50-50 with it. You have to listen. So I just feel they respect me more and I'm respecting them even more, and that's important to me. She really seems like she's reflecting and trying to grow in this way. This is her explaining why she kicked him out.
5 different foster homes. You can only...
Some of this you've heard because I read it in a article about it.
Imagine things that I've been through. When people judge me, they don't know half my story. They couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. To live on the streets and go into people's houses and sleep on mattresses on the floor. And then they want to call me whores and prostitutes, but can't bring you one guy and gave head to. But they just want to belittle me because of fashions, because I take my credit and I like to dress well because it makes me happy. So...
No, can I just say one thing?
Because I say whatever is on my mind. They'll never get to know me. They never sit down and say, hey, girl, come on over. What's really going on? And I say thank you. Thank you to both of you all, but definitely you. Sanya has called me and been like, you know what? That was wrong what you said to Candy. Or you shouldn't do that with Kenya, or you need me to talk to you. And I love that. I realize that's something I need.
Kenya, you started to say something.
What I find very hard is things that she says does not match her actions. And when she talks about having issues with men and not being sexual,
she didn't let abuse happen in her house.
Breath, she's talking about Candy couldn't keep a man because her pussy wasn't good.
I said that.
That bitch was a hoe and that pussy wasn't good, and that's why you right here always got the date underneath your tax bracket.
What she would like for us to believe is not what the actual truth is. And it's just constantly a contradiction and hypocrisy throughout.
Andy, can I say something?
Des says that might be chat of the night.
Conversation, because I think it's, obviously everybody's having their own experiences, and that's cool. I'm not going to say that those aren't, real, because they are, but my experience with Marlo so far has really been good, and she's been a great friend to me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I know
I want to love Marlo. I really do. I see
you have called me crying in the beginning with Ralph. She was calling me crying. I'm like, baby, you got it. You're going to be okay. But you've been upset. You're like, Ralph is upset, Marlo.
You were there. You definitely were there. But that's what I'm saying, just the consistency.
I don't like Drew and Ralph either. I really hate Ralph. Maybe I'll do a stream about Ralph, but my heart rate will be through the roof.
We saw on social media about the break-in in your home recently. What happened?
Oh, Lord, that was bad. That was scary. I just hear a scream from William. Auntie! And that scream was a fear. I don't know if it was the mother instinct in me. I said some things that I don't think intruders wanted to hear. And I told them I was upstairs, come on. And they turned around.
I want to know what the fuck she said. Also, this is what I think happened with these intruders. Their stature and the way they're running, especially the way this one guy just fell down, they look like teenage boys to me. They're very gangly and they don't have control over their limbs. Watch.
Intruders wanted to hear, and I told them I was upstairs.
Look at how he falls.
And they turned around.
Look at the way they're running. They look like very young teenage boys to me. I feel like this was probably targeted because she's on the show. Maybe because her nephews go to school. Someone figured out where she lives. I don't know. But I feel like these were not professional burglars. These were teenage boys, in my opinion. Not that that makes it fine. It doesn't. It's still a crime and they should be held accountable. But that's just kind of one thing I wanted to say that I noticed.
Wow. Well, Kenya, you posted, happy no one was hurt, but she took the time to withhold information from the cast that could possibly help keep us safe, but was happy to release details in interviews.
I thought they were teenagers, right?
Fake. What do you think she should have done, or what were you referring to?
So again, I'm going to say this because that's really scary. It's a lot of details there that we didn't know about. And obviously we want the boys and Marlo to be safe. We're a team here. We're a part of the same platform. And when Marlo had shared the information with us via text, my first response was, oh my God, we're horrified that this happened.
You're all on a group text.
We're on a group text.
Okay.
But Candy had already had the scare during the season.
Right.
Marlo had just had a scare, and then shortly thereafter, Drew had a scare. So my response was, can we all jump on a conference call so we can discuss, amongst each other, maybe learn more things about what happened? How do we keep each other safe?
Okay.
And that was my main concern.
always trying to do something.
Did you all feel that Marlo withheld information?
No, she came to my house, her and the boys, 2 days later, and she told me everything.
The officers asked me not to share the details, but the third day, I said I'm going to share with them.
I want to talk about your decision to send Michael and William away for a month because we got a lot of viewer feedback. It was really negative. I respect that you were possibly protecting them and you from yourself and bad impulses that you might have.
It was about them. You know what, Andy? I think when I said I kicked them out, I think that's what was awful. Me and the way I say things and deliver the message. What I wanted to say is I needed a reset button. Andy, I'm used to just being fabulous. Monty, you call me, you get spoiled, you get pizza if you need me to send it.
No, but that doesn't work.
I know it doesn't work. It doesn't.
Okay.
And it doesn't work if they stay there and if I beat them or if I freak out like my mom.
Worried.
So I was worried, like, you need to get
It doesn't work if they stay there and I beat them or freak out like my mom. Most people are nowhere near that level of self-awareness and growth. That's why everyone that said something negative about her for doing this, I really feel like they can go fuck themselves and go get fucking wrecked. Because that takes so much strength, and to do it publicly on national television and get ripped apart by everybody for making the choice that was best for you and your children, I admire her so much for this, and I think that she really, I hope that she knows how she probably made so many other women and parents and caregivers feel seen and normal and oh my God, I'm not a terrible person. And I really hope that she knows that.
Yourself under control because you don't have control of your house. I went in here thinking, I got this right away. And I needed to just reset.
But on the other hand, hearing your backstory and hearing the hurt, and it really moves me hearing about what you went through. I mean, it's really, really moving, more so now as a parent just to even think about.
Right.
It doesn't land to me that then you could be doing to the boys what you went through, which
She didn't do to them what she went through. Are any of you trauma-informed at all? Jesus Christ.
No would be the last thing that you would want them to feel, that they're not wanted.
As we were listening to your story earlier, and you were telling us about the last home that you went to through foster care, that was so beautiful, and you had so much fun, and you really loved it, and you thought that was your place. And then she told you had to go, and that's when you really started, you felt like you started acting out. Because of that, that's even more a reason why I feel like you wouldn't have.
They're trying to guilt trip and gaslight her.
Made your home their place. You gave them the beautiful room. You take them to wonderful places. You take them out to eat. You put them in the best schools, tutors. You giving them everything that.
The only person that I will give this much leeway to here is Candy, because Candy got custody of a teenage family member when she was in her mid-20s. So Candy tried to talk to Marlo and was like, I have been there. And Candy is one of the few people that can speak on this, but the reason Candy only gets that much leeway is because from what we know, I don't know, I do think that Candy's mom is a narcissist and super manipulative, but Candy had a relatively stable childhood, so that piece I think is not comparable. But Candy is the only other person here who has taken in a teenager and gotten custody of a kid with trauma like that.
You wanted to have.
Absolutely.
And so it just seemed like it's just shocking.
So, Marlo discussed her plans for a new parenting style. She said that she has been seeing a life coach to become a more positive force. They've taught her how to parent. During the family meeting, one topic that came up was when Marlo briefly sent the boys to live with their aunt. She admitted it was a mistake, but William intervened and said it was partially their fault because they were going through a difficult time. So, literally, I think she's a model for how to talk to teenagers, how to be respectful with them. I really admire her for this. She's ultimately not perfect, and no one is, but I have any respect for any parent who can be vulnerable, especially on television, and say, I'm the one that needs help. I need help. I need coaching. I need advice. I need training, and make strides to actually improve. I think there's a lot of shitty parents out there who don't make any effort to improve their parenting or be aware of their children's emotions. And clearly Marlo is making an effort here. And ultimately, that's kind of all you can ask of someone. She did share an update on her sister, not Crystal. Crystal, I think, is doing fine. But the one, William and Michael's biological mother, she noted that the sister had not talked to the boys in a few months and clarified that her bond with her nephews is now forever. So she didn't really speak super specifically on what happened with her sister, but it does seem like she has permanent custody of her nephews. Apparently, Phaedra is trying to help Marlo expunge her criminal record. She said the main reason she wants to get her criminal record expunged is because she would like to be able to legally purchase a gun because her home was broken into. I'm personally not a gun owner, but I think that everyone has the right to own a gun within regulations of the law. And y'all know I don't really think her criminal record is, I think it's much ado about nothing. So if she wants to go get her record expunged and the court says yes, I think she's well entitled to have a gun in her home. I also have never been robbed, knock on wood. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that I'm not that. I'm not, but you don't know who I live with. We'll say that. The women stay talking about her fucking money. I think this is the last one that we'll see of them just keeping their hand in her wallet, counting her money. I don't like when people count other people's money, unless someone got their money from exploiting others. I said to start at 2:20. There we go.
Confusion around what Marlo does.
You found taxes? You can Google that, baby. Your husband's in technology.
What does Marlo do professionally?
He had asked you 1,000,000 times how you get your money. I dated a billionaire. Big pen.
I don't understand the confusion around what Marlo does.
Exactly, Sonia.
Marlo gets paid to be Marlo. I mean, she's an influencer before influencing was a thing. Like, she shows up and she does her thing. Obviously, she has the archive. She also...
La Archive is her showroom where basically, because Marlo has collected so many designer pieces, you can rent them. Like, she owns the J-Lo dress. The J-Lo, teal dress. Marlo owns it. And if a movie wants to rent that dress, they rent it from Marlo for a lot of money. And her showroom, you can't just go in there. You have to have an appointment, and she works... There's a lot of movies made in Atlanta, so I think she primarily works with, celebrities and movie producers.
Works on the show.
Wardrobe
people act like we don't get paid to be on the show, so it's Marlo gets paid to do all the things that she does, just being Marlo.
And just add more things to it. I own properties.
Yeah.
And I invested in a nice lump sum when I did date a billionaire.
Yeah.
So it's different. What I realized with a lot of the girls who, they brag about everything they have and what they do. And I'm looking at them like, sweetie,
you know, my money works for me. You're working for your money. And it's
Red.
like, just stop it.
Yeah, like you
Red.
don't have a mortgage. Like your house was paid off. So like a lot of the big
my
bills.
mortgage is the I like it if I own.
Exactly.
My money works for me. So I think what she did is when she dated a billionaire, I think that's when she owned her store. So she was probably living off of her store and investing what the billionaire gave her, and the billionaire gave her a house. I feel like people really underestimate the power of real estate. So honestly, season 15 was really mid. We'll watch part of this.
I can talk over you. That's rude. When you worried about rude?
See, this is what I'm talking about.
We don't have to talk about it.
I have not been not nice to you.
So let's not be not nice now.
But I'm just talking to you. I'm not being nice. I'm
Okay,
just
well, tell
pointing
the truth
out
then.
the fact.
Sheree is a DV survivor. It's so vulnerable, important, and talk about
I
courageous to talk about this is cyclical. I forgot Sheree did go through DV. You're right.
Drew basically was saying that Marlo was attacking her. She was standing over her and she was being very aggressive.
No, I was not.
No disrespect to any of your family. I've lost a lot of family.
Marlo's sitting, not standing.
With Drew, I was not standing over her, and I was not aggressive to her. Kenya was not even there for the argument. Why are you even discussing this?
Was not.
That's not the truth. But it was something that triggered you, right?
I mean, you know what it was, and you know. So if you want to speak on my behalf, I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of the day.
We don't need you here.
You like the boss people around you got in charge issues.
Okay.
So again, she's still arguing with people.
So there's gonna be no resolve with you guys and Marlo.
Most of this conflict comes from there was an incident at one of Candy's restaurants where someone was shot, and then Marlo brought up another incident from the past. Marlo's nephew, not William or Michael, different nephew, one of Marlo's nephews worked at Candy's restaurant. After he quit Candy's restaurant, he was living with a guy that he met at Candy's restaurant and got shot by that guy. And Marlo felt like Candy didn't address the situation, didn't reach out to the family. I'm not really going to speak on it because I don't really know. Even though I watched it, it was never super clear. It was very they didn't want to talk about it. It was very alluding to it, but not really talking about it. But that's where this conflict kind of comes from of, again, I think Marlo feeling like Candy wasn't acknowledging what happened.
As in me, I'm in a great place. And whenever I'm around this group of ladies, I can definitely respect them and get along. It's not that serious. I share with Drew that I just wanted a different reaction from my friend of 10 years plus. That's it. So I can't make someone like me who does not like me.
You can't make someone like you if you're constantly attacking somebody.
Absolutely, you're right.
Nobody's ever going to like you if you're always attacking people and being evil. So.
Absolutely.
I just really don't like Kenya.
Okay, what about Candy? Miscommunication. It was a miscommunication with you and Candy.
So what I was saying is I can definitely join you ladies anytime. Be respectful.
Now, are you being?
I'm being genuine. I'm being genuine. It's just what I've realized.
You are not. What I realized.
What I realized.
Sheree, you wrong for doing that.
I know, because I didn't even touch her that time, and she.
Sorry, it's some bullshit that got stuck in my throat.
So it's just annoying to me. It's just annoying. Season 15 was very mid, like I said, so they switched up the entire cast for season 16. So, Marlo was only a peach holder for 2 seasons after I feel like she carried a lot of plot lines on the show for years. So they saw major changes on season 16. Candy Burris, Marlo, Sonia all left the show. Kenya Moore and Drew Sidora were joined by former cast members who came back, Portia and eventually Phaedra. Then Shamia, who had been a longtime friend, kind of like Marlo was, became full-time. Then they brought some new people, Britt, Kelly, and Angela, and Cynthia Bailey returned as a friend of. So that's the end of Marlo on the show. She revealed she was not happy to receive a peach after 8 years. After 8 years, I finally got my peach. The world was happy. To fans of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, that was a big deal. But Marlo wasn't that happy. I loved being a friend. The show was in a bad place, and I don't think I can just come and save the show. I came on with the originals. It's a different kind of show, a different time and age. She said that the show started to change over the years. She said the show got dark. A lot of us didn't have respect for each other. We went far below the belt, including me. I saw on TikTok when I was researching this, a lot of people blame this on Kenya. They felt like Kenya was the one that started with the nastiness and the low blows and the things like that. This is now just me talking about how much I dislike Kenya on this show, but that's not what tonight's about. Marlo felt that the women didn't really accept her as an equal. A lot of the girls have never respected me. They hated my story. They hated that I was sitting on the couch with them. I've been to jail before. I'm from 5 different foster homes. I'm from the hood, but being there is what God has my story be. She said that she always preferred the friend of role. Would I go back? If I go back, I want to go back as a friend. I would want the peach money, but I'm not big on a title. I don't know if it's because of my upbringing. I'm big on getting the job done, being the best at my job, and getting paid. The title could be janitor, but as long as I'm getting the money I want and need, I'm okay. I think that's real as fuck, and I respect her for it. She is still living her Munty life. This is what she posted, holidays with the boys. They are literally so grown now. Now they're no longer 15 and 16. I believe now they are 18 and 19. And they have lived with her since. She revealed that Michael is going to college. Oh, this got messed up. Sorry, I need to fix this. It's going to bother me. There we go. Sorry. Michael is going to Howard University. The pay varies a lot depending on city, person, status, how long they've been on. The pay varies a lot, but it can be very, very high, hundreds of thousands. He was on prom court. He's going to Howard University. What a journey her life has been. I'm so glad to see her get that piece. See, I told you it wasn't going to be bad. From her Instagram, it appears that she's running her showroom La Archive, cook William breakfast before school. She was with this LGBTQ community center feasibility study. She's done a lot of cool stuff recently. It seems like she's just living her life and doing her thing. So that is Miss Marlo Hampton. And next week we are going to be learning about Gabby Hanna. Let me pull up our little game. If you do not know, at the end of every stream, we do a little trivia game over what we learned about. I don't want your data. I don't want your money. I don't want your information. It's just for fun and it's free. You don't even have to make an account. If you don't want to play, you can just see the questions on the screen and kind of knock off play. But yeah, I think that Marlo is incredibly inspiring. You know, she's living her life. She was not dealt the easiest hand in life, and I truly think she has made the most of it. And I really respect and admire her, honestly. Like, yeah, she's made mistakes. Yeah, she's said things below the belt. Yeah, she's been nasty. Whatever. You would be too if you had experienced that kind of stuff. Have you considered doing a stream on PR relationships after that Taylor and Travis stuff has been on the forefront of my mind? I'm afraid to talk about Taylor and Travis. I think that people may be upset with me. Oh, let me pick a game for us to do. Let's do the beach because we're in the Hamptons, baby. And that's one thing she would say when the ladies would come to her townhouse. She would go, "Welcome to the Hamptons," which I think is too funny. So we're going to do the beach. PR relationships are very interesting. One thing that I do respect about PR relationships is that I could never be in one. People that are in PR relationships are strong. I'm not strong like that. Waiting for the day you say, "I want your data and I want your money. I already have your banking info, so watch your step." I don't even want my own banking info, if we're going to be honest. I'm so bad at the bank. I was just having to deal with the bank today, and I was like, wow, I don't know how to do this. Yikes. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, the bank was not banking the way it needed to. Oh, it's someone's child's birthday. Isn't that fun? Damn, their kids are really copy and paste. They look exactly the same. I would show you, but these aren't my kids. And even if I had kids, I probably wouldn't show you. I just love when siblings look just alike. When a sibling is like, ba-bam. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's so fun. I'm really quite the big fan of that. I hate the bank and I work at the bank. I feel like that you have the most right to hate the bank. Like, out of everyone that could hate the bank, you can hate the bank the absolute most. And I appreciate you all coming out on a, what's today? Monday. Me during a parent meeting and the adult looks exactly like the kid. I love that too, where I'm like, hell yeah. Like today I was subbing for my friend's class and a kid in her class is the brother of a kid that I taught last year. And I was like, you! And he was like, But they kind of looked alike and they had a really similar vibe. I had an Angel student last year who had a carbon copy wild child preschool sister. I just think genetics are crazy. It's so funny to me. Waiting for players, 12 connected. It's a slim crowd tonight. I appreciate those of you that are here. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Let's do this freaking thing. Who did we learn about today? I'm trying to decide what I want to eat as my snack. I should do a stream about McCarthyism. That kind of seems more important than Gabby Hanna, but I already picked Gabby Hanna, so. Any wedding updates? No. Actually, that's not true. I talked to some more places and booked some more tours, so I don't have any decision updates. I'm doing stuff. Things are happening. Things are happening. I was so slow on my run today, it was like actually kind of upsetting. Well, what is the goal of her nonprofit Glam It Up? I know you all hate the number questions, I'm sorry. How did Marlo make her money? Good job. What is Marlo's Real Housewives of Atlanta legacy? Nice job. They were all right. Those are all famous quotes from her. Today drained me is her. Marlo's World in first place. Clubby, Walmart MP3 player, Sheets parking lot, Marlo's Money, Saturn Cat, a courtroom parking lot, Dollar Tree parking lot, Ash, Sunshine Alley, and Emily Collins. Nice job. Any memes? Anything I missed? How are we feeling? How are we doing? I hope you liked this stream about Marlo. I really like her. I don't know. I think she's a very interesting person. I really want to get lunch with her. I DM'd her and she didn't reply, which is fine. I wouldn't reply to me either if I was her, probably. Look how tight my back is. You can literally see it. I'm going to sneeze. I feel it. Ugh. You guys, I know I haven't posted a video in like 5 days, but I got these fake cigarettes and I'm going to pretend to be a teacher in the 1970s and I'm really excited about it. And these fake cigarettes existed when I was a kid, but stuff came out of them. Like if you puffed, things would come out, like, but nothing comes out of these, which I guess is probably safer. It's probably not good that, you know what I'm saying? First time in first place, Des says. Nice job. I'm impressed. I had a great time. I'm glad you all had a great time. I always try and pride myself on, even if you don't know who the person was, it's a good one. You had me about to be very afraid I was going to be racist with one question. Thank God I got it right, even though I didn't look at all the pictures and I had never seen this show. I thought about that too, but I was like, I do want to put a bunch of other ladies from the show. You know what I mean? Nearpod is slow right now. I'm about to share the memes. You're good. You're good. Nearpod is kind of slow right now. Just me and my pop socket. Not pop socket. What is this? Pop it. Mr. Dacton immediately when a Twitch student announces pregnancy. Congratulations. Did they ever update us on that? What's the situation with that? Marlo waiting on the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast to stop asking about her livelihood. No, literally, like it's getting annoying. Like especially, I was always annoyed by it as someone who has watched the show from day one, baby. Took a break for a while, but I have seen every episode now. I was always annoyed by it, but then making the stream about her, I was like, okay, now I'm really pissed. Now I'm like, it literally comes up every 2 seconds. Like it's half the clips of her or this, and it's ridiculous. Ugh. All right. We will call it there. Thank you so much for being here. Favorite part of my week as always. Next week we will be back to Tuesday. We'll be talking about Gabby Hanna. Feel free to email me if there's anything specific I need to include about Gabby Hanna. I know a little bit about her, not a ton about her, so if there is some specific Gabby Hanna lore that you need to tell me, please email me. A Walmart parking lot with 2 T's at the end at gmail.com. It's in my link tree. That's probably easier. Love you so much, and I will see you 8 days from now, back on a Tuesday.